Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gerrit Harding. I make videos right here on YouTube for you guys to learn how to use Davinci Resolve. Today we're going to be expanding on a previous video idea from a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to be giving you guys 10 more key hotkeys that are going to be speeding up your workflow inside of Davinci Resolve and just making it generally more pleasant and faster for you to edit. So without any further ado, let's jump into this. Here we have the clip that we're going to be working with today. It is just some fire bokeh from a fire that I had in my backyard. And we're going to jump about a quarter of the way through so that I can show you today's first hotkey, which is Control Backslash. When you press Control Backslash, it makes a cut through everything that your playhead is on. So if you had like 7 audio tracks and 3 video tracks and you were like, everything right here needs to be cut, Control Backslash is the way to go. But if you do that, and you're like, oh shoot, I goofed, turn on snapping, which you learned how to do last time, and then snap to one of these cuts that you made, and as long as the things that you cut are from the same source clip, and they're adjacent in that source clip, so you just made the cut, you didn't delete anything, there's just a cut there, and you're like, you know what, I don't want that cut there, I changed my mind, you go ahead and press Alt Backslash, and it will put your clip right back together. That's pretty sweet. Next up is very useful for if you're trying to preview a rough cut or something like that. You're all the way at the end. You don't want to scroll all the way back to the beginning. So you're way over here and you just need to get back to the start. What do? You press the home key. The home key is going to bring you directly to the first frame of your timeline every single time you press it. Very useful. Next up is a little bit of a finer adjustment, and that comes in the form of your arrow keys. So when you press your arrow keys, right is going to move you 1 frame to the right, left is going to move you 1 frame to the left, up is going to move you to the beginning of the clip that you're working with, and down is going to move you to the end of the clip that you're working with. Pretty cool for moving around. It's much faster than trying to click around and find what you're looking for, which can just be a pain. Next up, we have Shift K, and what Shift K does is allow you to play back your preview here, but in slow motion. So if you don't want to change your clip to slow motion, but you need to see how something works, you go ahead and hit Shift K, and you get to watch that back in slow motion. Next up, we have Control T, and what Control T is going to do is when you have your pointer selected, you click in here so that we have a green division. All we're going to do is hit Control T, and now we have a cross dissolve. You can change in your settings what transition is assigned to Control T, but for me, I have it on cross dissolve so that when you do that, they just dissolve between each other, just like that. You can't really tell here because it flows anyway, but that's what you're going for. So if you're normally going all the way over here to your video transitions, finding cross dissolve, dragging it out here, popping it on your clips, stop doing that. Just click between them, Control T. That easy. Next up, to get rid of these, what we're going to do is use Control Z. I think this is a pretty common one, but if you don't know Control Z, it's going to be a life changer for you, completely. That is the undo key. So if you just did something, even if you don't know what it was, you accidentally punched your keyboard or something, Control Z, anything you just did goes away. Pretty awesome. Next up, the next lifesaver here, Shift Control Z. That's the redo button. So Control Z, undo, Shift Control Z, redo. Very useful. The next hotkey that we're going to tackle today is one that took me a little bit too long to find when I first started Davinci Resolve and really saved me a ton of time and headaches moving stuff around after deleting things. So if you have a clip like this and it's between 2 clips or wherever, you just cut it out, right? Hit Shift, Delete, and it ripple deletes. So it will delete and the whole thing closes down on it, no problem. So that one is probably in my top 5 most used hotkeys in Resolve. That does it for this one. I will see you guys tomorrow for Fast Fridays episode 2, where I'm going to show you how to directly upload to YouTube from inside of Davinci Resolve.